Hi, I'm Heather, and I'm here to talk to you today about a very important issue in American society today. The issue is the overall diet that Americans are consuming and the reasons why, and some myths associated with it. About 75% of Americans are either obese or overweight right now. And on the contrary, about 50% of Americans are on some type of a diet. So if people are on some type of a diet, they shouldn't be all overweight or obese in the rates that they are. So the types of diets that people are on must not be the right kinds. I'm sure a lot of you have tried fad diets. I myself haven't tried many, but my mother is a big advocator of them. And there are certain ones such as Atkins diet, which promote weight loss through cutting out all carbs, but basically nothing else is off limits. So don't eat a slice of bread, but you can go crazy on butter and steak and basically whatever else you want. And you have to wonder if those things are necessarily healthy, how that's correlating. And maybe people are losing weight from them, but just because you're skinny doesn't mean that you're necessarily healthy. And if you have a little bit of weight on you, you're not necessarily unhealthy. Um, so Americans really need to start eating for health rather than for weight loss. And healthy nutrition is much more important than weight loss. Also, what you're eating and what you're putting into your body is just as important as what you're cutting out of your diet and what you're excluding. And in a 35-year research study, they had subjects who they transformed their diet. They basically made it all plant-based. They did have proteins from meats, but they were all very healthy. And a lot of the participants went in with coronary artery disease. And in many of the cases, it actually reversed coronary artery disease. It improved blood flow and increased circulation. So this study shows statistics which are a sign that a healthy diet can reverse coronary artery disease and help with your overall cardiovascular health, which is such a subject in today's society. I mean, cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death right now, so it's so beneficial. The same study also found that a healthy diet turned on and activated genes which help decrease risk of disease. And in subjects that didn't change their diet and didn't have a healthy diet, it activated genes which promote disease. So these statistics are a sign that a healthy diet can prevent disease and unhealthy diets can promote disease. What you eat is just as important as what you exclude, like I stated earlier. Sugar is the greatest example of this. People think that, oh, I've been eating healthy, I've been excluding things, I can have a little sugar, but sugar causes spikes in insulin, and spikes in insulin have been correlated with type 2 diabetes mellitus forever. That's just a known fact. And it also is correlated with an increase in weight gain and body fat. So this shows that sugar causes spikes in insulin, which are correlated with increased risk of type 2 diabetes mellitus and fat gain. Another study was based off of the Atkins diet. They put a bunch of participants on the Atkins diet, and these participants displayed an almost double level of something called the C-reactive protein and heightened levels of a hormone called cortisol. And cortisol has been associated with fat gain, especially in the abdominal area. And the C-reactive protein is also associated, they're both together associated with cardiovascular and chronic diseases. So this study is a sign that elevated levels of C-reactive protein and cortisol hormones while on the Atkins diet increase the risk of cardiovascular and chronic disease. One more study for you. A nurse's health study showed that an increased consumption of red meat increased the risk of premature death It also increased risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes mellitus again. So this study showed that red meat is correlated with increases in premature death, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and type 2 diabetes mellitus. And basically, those factors make up all of the leading factors of death in the U.S. So it really shows how important this is, that if we improve our nutrition, we'll improve our whole mortality rates and just lead better, healthier lives. So healthy nutrition is more important than weight loss, and what you're eating is just as important as what you're excluding. Overall, Americans need to start eating for their health rather than weight loss, and they need to focus on putting good things into their body rather than just low-calorie things and things that will make them lose weight. So in closing, I ask you, what are you going to do to improve your diet? What vegetables or fruits or healthy things are you going to incorporate into your diet that you wouldn't normally, and what choices are you going to make today? Thank you so much for your time and courtesy.